Hello and welcome back. You're watching Newsx. We take a look at the top story this hour in Odisha's Puri district. A 15-year-old girl who was allegedly set on fire in Balanga on July 19th has died after battling for life for more than 2 weeks. She had suffered 75% burn injuries and was airlifted to AIIMS Delhi for advanced treatment, where she underwent multiple surgeries before succumbing. Chief Minister Mohan Charan Machi expressed a deep sorrow, saying all efforts were made to save her. The incident has now taken a twist, with Odisha police stating that their probe found no involvement of any other individual, contradicting the FIR filed by the victim's mother, who alleged that 3 unknown miscreants kidnapped and set her daughter ablaze. The victim's father, however, claimed she died due to mental depression. The tragedy has also sparked a political storm, with the opposition BJD and Congress accusing the BJP-led state government of failing to ensure women's safety and pointing to systemic governance lapses. Because now the big question that arises is, who is accountable for this tragic incident? I have at this point in time Sasmit Patra, BJD MP, joining me live on the broadcast. Sir, of course, thank you so much for taking out the time to sit with us. I would, of course, like to begin by asking you, the state government has said that all efforts were made to provide justice to the victim, but the opposition, especially the BJD, has alleged a lot of governance lapses in the case. So with regards to the current situation and multiple cases that have emerged, what are your views on the law and order situation in Odisha currently?
You see, the law and order situation in the state of Odisha is extremely disturbing. The law and order has been deteriorating rapidly. The Biju Janata Dal MPs on the floor of the Rajya Sabha, we have been raising multiple adjournment motions under Rule 267, demanding discussion for the heinous crimes that are being committed against women and minors in Odisha. It's been increasing. And in this matter, especially regarding the minor girl who passed away yesterday, rather tragically, there are basically 5 questions that I have for the Odisha police, who very hurriedly tweeted that no one was involved in this matter just as soon as the news about this young victim's death came about. And those 5 specific questions are, if you'd allow me to ask, is 1. Why did the Odisha police wait until the victim died to declare no one was involved? Was the statement time to silence the case and not solve it? Second, what investigation was completed in the narrow window between her death and the tweet, and can the stoics show any evidence to justify such a rushed public conclusion? 3. Why was the case not described as under investigation? Why issue a final sounding verdict while forensic reports and witness testimonies are still pending? 4th, is the Odisha government comfortable with its police using social media to shut down public scrutiny in active and sensitive cases without transparency, oversight, or accountability? And the final question, what message is being sent to the women and minor girl children in Odisha that justice ends the moment a victim is no longer able to speak and official tweets will decide the truth? These are the specific 5 questions, and by tweeting in such a hurried manner and negating the initial FIR, which was filed about 2 weeks back. So in 2 weeks, how did the Odisha police come to such a final conclusion when the investigation generally takes months before it gets concluded?
Well, sir, of course, also with regards to the questions that you have just raised, we are seeing a lot of contradictory statements, contradictory views emerging in the case, with, of course, the biggest question remaining unanswered, which is who is accountable for this. And we're also now learning that the crime branch is now taking over the investigation. So do you see a route forward? Do you think that there will be justice provided in the case now?
You see, the Odisha government, and I'm not being political here, every time you ask and demand justice for a woman or a minor girl who passes away due to such heinous crimes, the government quickly says, let's not play politics. Is demanding justice politics? then all the courts of this country should shut down. So as you rightly mentioned, that's people have to be held accountable to. I'll just digress a bit for a minute and would remind your viewers about another victim who self-immolated herself a few days back in Balasore, FM College. All of your channels showed it shook the national conscience, and primarily because this young college student, she went and asked for help from all the local administration, local police, saying that sexual advances are being made against her by a local college head of the department. She tweeted and requested help from the chief minister. No one responded. She requested help from the government. No one responded. She went to the local BJP MP and said that, and more so, she was an ABVP cadre activist who was very actively involved, and denied justice. No one heard her, and she self-immolated. You tell me who's responsible for it? All those people who she went and asked for help. In this matter, again, we see that the mother has filed an FIR, as you have mentioned, and saying that, look, there were 3 people who came, doused her with petrol. And suddenly, yesterday, within 2 weeks, the police came to a conclusion and then negated the whole story. So these contradictions that are happening shows that the government is trying to hush it up. The more they try to hush it up, this is a botched investigation, it's a hush up, and the government is trying to hide behind the social media tweet. They do not have the courage to come out and say, yes, we will ensure justice. Why is the government and the Odisha police hiding behind social media? Is this what the Odisha government is reduced to today? Is social media tweets and no justice for the victim? So the entire state of Odisha, it's not about BJD, BJP or Congress. Today, women and minor girl children in Odisha are scared to go out in the evenings. During the day, this self-immolation that was done by this college student in Balasore. During the day, this young minor victim was walking down towards a house when she was doused in petrol and burnt. FIR was filed. I mean, nowhere in the world would someone see that in 2 weeks, investigation at this speed and efficiency is done to shut down a case. This raises serious concerns about jurisprudence. It raises serious questions about police investigation, and it casts a question mark on the Odisha BJP government and Chief Minister Mr. Mohan Majhi.
Well, so you in fact reached AIIMS Delhi shortly after the victim sadly succumbed to her injuries, her burn injuries. Were you able to meet with the family? Is there anything that you would like to put forward? Of course, you said that you called this a botched investigation, apart from further investigation that is required in order to provide the victim with justice. What are your views over this whole tragic incident?
Yesterday, as soon as we heard about this very sad and tragic information and this news, the Biju Janata Dal MPs along with me, we all went to AIIMS Delhi. We reached there and we wanted to, meet the victim, and they said she's she's somewhere, so we didn't want to disturb. I said, okay, we have come to offer our prayers and condolences and offer our anguish, and we want to meet family members. You'd be surprised and shocked to know that not a single family member could be traced in the hospital. And just a few moments later, when we were exiting, you had only had the government of Odisha officers standing there at the foyer. Isn't it surprising that when the victim has just passed away, the family members, at least one of them, would be around in the hospital? It was as if all of them had been hushed up and taken away. And when we said we want to meet the family, where are they? They said, okay, they are somewhere in a guest house somewhere, and we're very evasive. And then suddenly a video comes out purportedly by the victim's father, saying that we have no qualms with it, the Odisha government has done enough, and let's not politicize it. Is he under duress? Is he being held back by the Odisha government? Where is the family? Why were they not visible in the hospital when we reached there? Why are the opposition party MPs unable to meet the family? So much questions are coming out, and that video by the victim's father, is he under influence and pressure to succumbing to the Odisha government's narrative? This is a serious case of a botched up investigation and a further cover-up that is happening, and it's extremely reprehensible.
Well, of course, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, very important.